Peace, love, and light to all. Welcome to the existence changing experience that is the Institute of Biblical Studies and Higher Consciousness. And I am teacher, pastor, founder here, Pastor Oscar L. Walker Jr. Certainly, we give all praises to the creator of all creation for this beautiful day of rest and fellowship and the word. And certainly we are grateful for every opportunity to experience life. As you can see, my background has changed today, and I'm enjoying the outside on travel. And certainly I give all praise and honor for my wife, Davita, who's always with me and supportive in everything that I do. And certainly we're grateful for the inspirational ministry, the word that is being shared and lives being touched. We're grateful for the blessings of the Most High and the wonderful things that are happening in our life. And I trust that great things are happening in your life. And I'm grateful for everyone that joined us on Zoom. And for those that view the videos on YouTube, I just humbly ask that for those of you that is viewing this video or the videos on my channel, they are a blessing to you. Please like, share, and subscribe. We certainly want to give opportunity for others to be able to share the information that is shared here. This channel, this ministry is one to uplift and build the spirits of others and to empower them into a fullness of an experience of life as the Creator has called us to experience and have. It is to motivate, all right, and to cause you to raise your vibration and rise in consciousness to be able to fulfill your soul work on this earth and to experience the benefits and fruits of fulfilling your mission. Now, I know you guys missed me last week. I had to take a little bit of a break, but we're back this week and we're going on stronger. I'm going to go ahead and pray us in, and then we're going to go into our new lesson topic to start for this week. And I pray that I can say something that will motivate you and cause you to rise in your life. Let us pray. Creator of all creation, we give all praise and glory unto you, Father. We bless you. We give honor to you for our health and strength and for our life and the life essence in which you have given unto us. We're thankful for every opportunity and every blessing that you bestow upon us, and for the very empowerment of our spirit man, that we will increase and improve and excel. We ask for forgiveness for any transgression that we've committed, and we're thankful that it is not our nature to sin and to bear transgression, but that we are blessed and holy and righteous. We give all praise and glory and humbly ask that you will think through my mind and speak through my mouth those things that are beneficial for the edification of those listening. We give all praise and glory to you now, henceforth, and forevermore, in the name of Yahweh Shah, the Messiah, also acknowledged as Jesus the Christ, we pray. Amen. Welcome again to this existence exchanging experience that is the Institute of Biblical Studies and Higher Consciousness. And again, I am not only your host and teacher and pastor here, but I am the founder, Pastor Oscar Walker. All right, this week, we're going into the lesson topic, one that I hope to shed some light and to inspire you on. The lesson topic is, who are you agreeing with? Okay, who are you agreeing with? And we're going to take our opening scripture up from Amos, the 3rd chapter, verse 3. And we're going to go ahead and start reading as it reads. Amos, the 3rd chapter, verse 3 says this. Now he poses a question here. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Okay. That is a question that we can all ask in our life, not only on a physical level, but on a spiritual level. Okay. Because can you walk with the power of powers, with the creator of all creation, except you be agreed. And then if you're not in agreement, how can you agree with the power of powers, with the creator of all creation, who's known to the Christians as God, to the Hebrews as Yahweh, to the Muslims as Allah, to the metaphysical, the universe? Can two people, two organizations, two nations, all right, two entities walk together except they be agreed? Okay, now let's take a look at these words by definition. All right, because he asked, can they walk together? Now, the definition of the word walk means to guide, okay, accompany, or escort someone, in parentheses, someone on foot. Okay, it is in the archaic, it is used to describe the way in which one lives or behaves. Okay, can two guide each other, accompany one another, escort each other? Can two live or behave together except they be agreed? Okay, can a husband and wife walk together? Can they escort each other through life, accompany each other through life, guide each other through life if they don't have an agreement, if they can't agree? Okay, can two friends walk together if they're not in agreement? Can they guide each other? Can they help one another? Can they behave righteously, okay, or unrighteously? Because you got some people that agree in unrighteousness that get along perfect, except they agree. So what does this word walk mean in the Bible then? Okay, in the metaphorical use of the word walk in the Bible, it refers to the way which an individual lives or conducts his and her life. Okay, because broke man can't walk in agreement with a rich man because he's not prone to accept, okay, the methods and means and principles of the rich man. Why? Because he's too caught up in his own sense. Well, I won't say a broke man. I'll say it like this. Okay, because some people are broke not out of their own cause. Can a frivolous man, a man that a wasteful man, okay, with money, walk in agreement with a rich man? Because a wasteful man is too busy throwing away money, putting money on stuff that don't bring money back. Where a rich man focuses on how much money he could keep, okay, how much money he could save and invest, all right, how much money he can multiply. See, a person that does not have the principles, okay, of wealth in their mind cannot agree or walk in agreement with the person who does, because it's foolishness to them. They won't support it. They scoff at it. Okay, I remember when I was in the Navy, and certain individuals that were still back home, all right, that was into their foolishness, wanted me to join in their foolishness with them. And then when I said no, they was like, oh yeah, that's right, because you Uncle Sam boy. And I'm like, you're right. I'm Uncle Sam's boy, and I'm not going to throw my career away from nobody. But they did not have the mindset of building a life or a career or having the finer things in life. And I did. All they wanted to do was smoke and get high. And some of them are still struggling to this day. And one of them had the nerve to try to reach out to me to borrow some money. But I'm Uncle Sam boy. Like that was a bad thing. But I don't want to just keep this on the spiritual level. I mean, on the physical level, because agreement goes into a whole lot deeper category, okay, or extent than just on the physical plane. Because we realize that we are spirits, okay, that are inhabiting physical vessels for life experience, okay? But this agreement goes deeper on a spiritual level. So what is the spiritual meaning of walking? Now, on the spiritual level, it should not be surprising that in the Bible, It uses walking as a metaphor for a person's way of life, encompassing beliefs, attitudes, desires, and actions. This metaphor is especially prominent in wisdom context, which often present a contrast between two ways of walking and living. For example, in Psalms, the first chapter, verses 1 through 6, and Proverbs, the fourth chapter, verses 10 through 9. Okay? Let's take a look at Psalms 1 through 6. It says, blessed is the man who walk not in the counsel of the ungodly. Why? Because a godly man, a righteous man, is not going to walk in the same methods and live his life as a person who is unrighteous, who does not revere high power, okay, who does not seek peace, love, and harmony. It says, blessed is the man that walk not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standing in the way of sinners, nor sitting in the seat of the scornful. The scornful are those who poke fun at those that are trying to do what's right in their life. Okay? Oh, she thinks she all that because she got her little husband and they traveling and got a nice home and some nice vehicle. Because she got a little money in the pocket. She thinks she could tell us something. Well, we don't want to hear that from her. We remember when she didn't have no husband. Oh, he think he all that because he got him a good wife and they enjoying all the finer things in life. And he trying to say he built her up, but she building him up. A scoffer, a scorner. Don't make sense. They're not going to, all right, agree with a person that is trying to move forward in life and have things or do what is right. It says, blessed is the man that don't walk with those people now. Okay. Verse 2, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, or okay. And in his law does he meditate day and night. In his life, he delights in not only the scriptural laws, but the universal laws. And he has a grasp, okay, of the universal laws to the point that he interacts with his fellow man on a higher level. See, a person that does not regard life, okay, that does not regard all life, won't behave in a proper manner when it comes to his or her fellow man. But a person that meditates that constantly thinks on righteous principles, okay, trying to find a righteous way of dealing with people in life. They do that. They think on these things day and night. Okay, verse 3, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. Okay, his leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Why? Because he's exerted all this positive energy. He's putting forth all these, and not just him, her too. They're putting forth all this positive momentum in life, drawing to them. Please forgive me for licking my lips. I left my stuff to drink inside. But their focus is on excelling in life so that they can lift their fellow man up. And because they work in that positive energy, in that positive mentality, in that positive mindset, whatsoever they do will prosper. Even when it don't look like it's going to prosper, it will yield the success, okay, that they intended in their minds. Why? Because they're on that positive vibration and level. Verse 5. Okay, verse 4. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind drives away. The ungodly or the unrighteous or the person who lacks the ability and capacity to walk in agreement with the positive entities of life in a positive mindset, okay, in a righteous mindset, are like the chaff. That is useless, dried up grass that's blown away with the wind. Therefore, the ungodly should not stand in judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. When a person utilizes unrighteous means in life to hurt someone else, to bring discord to someone else's life, when it backfires on them, they cannot stand in their day of judgment. Why? Because when they put that wickedness, that evil, that unrighteousness, that negativity into the atmosphere, the law of reciprocity says, give and it shall be given back unto you. So whatsoever you give to the universe, whatsoever you give towards your fellow man, you're going to receive that back. That energy will return to you. That karma will return back to you. That's why the ungodly are not like the godly. They can't prosper. Why? Because they got too much negative return coming from them, from their deposited to the universe. Okay. It says, verse 5, therefore the ungodly should not stand in judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. They can't stand in that prosperity and that success. It'll drive them mad, because the righteous, the positive, are constantly prospering, and I'm not getting nowhere. So now I got to hate on you for your life, because my life ain't like it's supposed to be, like I want it to be. Okay, I got to try to put stumbling blocks in front of you, because it seems like everybody likes you and everything seems to be going well in your life. I got to try little tricky means and methods to get at you. Why? Because you're prospering and I can't get over on nobody. But it says for the Lord. Now, this is very important, because we're gonna get into this as one of the keys or principles in this topic. Okay. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous. How does the Lord know? How does Yahweh, how does he know the way of the righteous? How can two walk together except they be agreed? Because the righteous are in agreement with him, with the creator of all. So he know how they're supposed to conduct themselves, because they're going to conduct themselves the way he said, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. The way of the unrighteous gonna come to nothing. They'll keep going through the same thing, trying to find different ways of achieving and grasping and accomplishing, just for it to crash and burn. Why? Because they got that negative aura around them. They keep that negative karma coming their way. But the Lord, the Most High, the Creator of all, knows the way. So if you are a person that's given to righteousness, that's given to right living, positivity, and walk in an intimate fashion with the Creator, he knows your way, because you're a person living according to the right way. But that's only if you're walking in that kind of agreement with the Creator himself. Okay. Now that is an example of one of the metaphorical examples or contrasts and comparisons with walking, because you got to be walking with the Creator in order for him to know your way, and you got to know his way. And it's not one-sided. That's where that agreement comes in at. I'm familiar with you, you're familiar with me. Now, he said, how can two guys, okay, a company, okay, have a particular way of living, all right? How can they walk together? Keyword, next word, together. What does it mean to be together? All right, that word together in this adverb is an adverb that means with or in the proximity to another person or people. That means you got to be close. Okay? That means you got to be on an intimate level. All right, continuing with the definition. Into companionship or close association at the same time. without interruption, continuously. How can you continue, all right, to be guided or to guide, all right, to be with, all right, to conduct your life in a manner of proper behavior with beliefs, attitudes, desires, and actions uninterrupted, continuously? How can you have companionship except you be agreed? You know, it takes two to have an agreement in order to date, in order to get engaged, in order to get married. It takes two in order to agree on a particular business, the service it will provide, how to gain the products, how it will operate, okay, the core values and all that kind of stuff that come with that. Because even when you have a corporation, now, when I was in the United States Navy at that time, our core values were honor, courage, and commitment. You had to have those three, all right, values at the basis of your conduct and act in the military at that time. I don't know what the core values are now. They probably changed. But for any company, companies have different core values or sayings that, just like with Infineon, theirs was, you know, safe production, you know. But the company has to be in agreement with the employees, and our employees or the service members had to be in agreement with those in order to carry those out, in order to accompany each other, in order for that relationship to flourish and to pass. Now, what is the meaning of together in the Bible? Now, the Greek word translated as united or planted together appears only here, and it means to be closely united to. You're not agreeing with nothing or no one. Now, I'm making a point because I'm building a case here, because this thing gonna take a twist as we continue on with this lesson topic, because I'm gonna point some things out in your life and my life that are a part of our life are happening because we're agreeing with it, okay? But it says to be closely united to. The underlying root emphasizes a union, okay? The meaning of together. Together is an adverb indicating when two or more people or things that are with each other assembled in a group or united in goals, okay? Together can also mean at the same time. If you sing soprano in the choir, you sing together with other sopranos in the song. But you sound different from everybody else in the choir, because the sopranos don't sound the same as the contraltos and the baritones and the basses and the altos and all that stuff. They have their own distinct sound, but all the sopranos have to be in agreement in that sound. You know, my band director in high school, William McDaniel, can hear all of us playing, okay, and can pick out which trumpet, which baritone, which trombone, even which snare drum is off. And he would stop the whole show and say, take it back for so-and-so and so-and-so. He could call out I don't know how, he has such a trained ear, but he could call out the person in the instrument because they was off on a note, or they came in late on a note, okay? So, even in a choir, all the individual sections have to be in agreement with each other in order to make the perfect sound. Just like in the movie Drumline, which produces one band, one sound. You got one sound with different individuals. Same thing with life, same thing in your spiritual walk and in your relationships. You got different individuals. Everybody have to agree for the sake of the mission. Okay. Now, what does together mean in the Webster's dictionary? That word together means in or into contact, connection, collision, or union. Okay. A further example or definition of together is if two people are described as together, they have a close romantic and often sexual relationship with each other. Even if you're friends with benefits, you're going to find, and because you got them out there, so we might as well address it. You're going to find that though they may try to pose like they're not together in the public eye, behind closed doors, they in agreement because they're not doing what they're doing if they're not. So we have to learn, first and foremost, to develop ourselves on a spiritual level. Okay. An intimate level spiritually with the Creator first and foremost, to the point that we are inspired, okay, enlightened, guided by, all right, and influenced by the Creator's presence in our life. Because to not agree with the Creator or with the powers of good, all right, is to agree with the powers of evil. Yin and yang. It's only two sides of the coin. So who are you agreeing with when you're interacting with people in your life? Okay? When you're living your spiritual life, who are you agreeing with? When you're producing the things of life that concerns you, that not only affect you, but affect those around you. Who are you agreeing with? Are you trying to agree with those that are of a like mind that build wealth and success? Or are you agreeing with those that create destruction, lack, and poverty? Who are you agreeing with? Are you agreeing on the spiritual level to do what's right, to evolve spiritually and raise your consciousness and your vibration? Or are you agreeing with those who seek to tear them down and destroy them? You know, if you are experiencing adversity in your life, if you're experiencing lack in your life and constant problems and situations, that means you're agreeing with them situations somewhere in your life. Okay. That means if you're a person that operating in poverty, you're agreeing with poverty somewhere in your life. If it's nothing more than to plan to invest or to multiply your money, just like the parable of the talent, when the master put 5 talents in one man's hands, 2 in the other man's, and 1 in the other. The one with the 5 talents and the 2 talents multiplied. They was in agreement with their master. They were in agreement with success. But that one that hid the talent in the ground was one that agreed with poverty and lack and selfishness, which is why his talent was taken from him and he was cast into outer darkness, okay? And his talent was given to the one that multiplied the 5 and created 10, because he had the greatest agreement with his master. Oh, there's levels to this game. So if your life is not yielding the proper success and blessings that you think that you should have, you need to check your agreement. You need to check the way that you're living your life. Can't two walk together except they be agreed? Who are you agreeing with? Are you agreeing with discipline and righteousness unto success, or frivolous living or in slack living unto poverty? Again, can two walk together except they what? Be agreed. Now that word agree in its verb sense means to have the same opinion about something, to concur, to consent to do something that has been suggested by another person to be consented with. So if you a person that's broke, that are not living a proper life, a healthy life, that means you are in agreement with poverty and lack of health. Because those that are in a disagreement with poverty and a lack of health is going to do the things that's going to cause them to not be in poverty. And they're going to do the things that are going to promote proper, good health, great health, from your subconscious mind all the way to your physical being. That means you concur with that negative situation that's going on in your life somewhere. Now, I know you're saying, no, I'm not, but I want success. I want great health. I want mental well-being. But this bad stuff, it's happening to you for a reason. It's not just haphazardly happening. You're causing it to be somewhere. So the first thing you have to do is acknowledge that I am the cause of this situation. I'm agreeing with it somewhere. The best thing that ever could have happened to me was watching that Success DVD, all right, from Vima. When the man said, you are in your circumstance and situation because of you. And then he posed a question. Two birds sitting on the power line. One decides to fly away. How many you have left? And me, like everybody else, said one. And he said, no, two. Because just because you decide to do a thing doesn't mean that you'll actually carry it out. So you might decide that you don't want to live in poverty, that you don't want to have poor health. But what have you done to show your agreement with the alternative? You say you want a greater spiritual walk with the Creator, all right, an elevated consciousness, a high vibration. But what are you doing? Are you eating a lot of low vibrational food? Okay. Are you fasting and praying? Are you meditating? Are you studying and reading and researching? Are you going to your secret closet as the Christ Jesus, Yahweh shall say it? Or are you just getting up every day vicariously, living your life thinking that you're going to get all this by osmosis? Who are you agreeing with? Who or what are you concurring with? What are you consenting to and consenting with? Because two can't walk together and guide together and live a good life, okay, and be on an intimate level, except they what? Consent. So if poverty is clinging to you, you have become intimate with being broke. If stress, okay, and lack of harmony and happiness is cleaving to you, that means you have consented to being angry, unhappy, okay, less prosperous in your life. Now, what's a strong word for agree? The strongest matches acknowledge, admit, allow, comply, concede, concur, grant, recognize, set, settle, sign. So if negative situations are happening in your life and negative people are around you, okay, people that's bringing you down, people that are not elevating you consciously or on any other kind of level, that means you're conceding to their presence in your life. That means you'll concur or grant them permission to be in your life. That means you recognize that they're greater in your life, that you're settling, you're allowing it and complying with the negative forces that are causing negative effects in your life. Who are you agreeing with? Because that word agree, all right, in the legal sense means to consent and is used as a noun and a verb, which is meaning to agree or to give permission. So you're giving poverty, bad health, All right. Lack of success, unhappiness. You're giving the negative situations of life permission to be in your life. Okay. If it's negative people, if you're keeping them around and holding on to them or whatever, you're giving them permission, especially if they're affecting your life. All right. If they're affecting your life to the point that you can't get motivated, that you can't excel and achieve past their presence in your life, that they're keeping you in such a state that you can't prosper, then they're in your life because you give them permission to do that stuff to you. But if you're a person that have a strong will and know where you're going and achieving the things in life, that nothing and no one can stop you, then you're not in agreement with them. They won't be in your life alone. Why? Because they can't take your success. Okay? They can't take the good things that's happening to you. They'll eventually, like rotten fruit on a tree, fall off. Because all the fruit on a tree are in agreement. We came from the same seed. We're hanging from the same tree. Okay? We are all the same fruit until one fruit gets rotten. Now, they say one rotten apple will spoil the bunch. But if that rotten apple is removed from the bunch, then the bunch don't get spoiled. So who are you agreeing with? Who are you consenting to? What are you consenting to that's keeping you from spiritual excellence in your life? What are you consenting to that's keeping you from financial success in your life? What are you consenting to that's keeping you from peace in your life? What are you complying with? Going back to Psalm, okay? When it said in verse 6, the Lord knoweth the righteous. The first thing you got to do is be in agreement, according to agreeing parties, with your own spirit first, with your own self, okay? With who you are as an individual, with who you are, okay, as a spirit being in this realm, and the abilities and power that you have, who you are in your connection with the creator of all creation, all right, with the Most High himself. You got to agree with you and with your spirit, with the spirit that he gave you, with the spirit that is inside of you, that is the creator of all creation. Because your spirit did not come into being in this body, in this flesh, without that life force. That's why the law of divine oneness, the universal law, is so important, because you acknowledge that all life is connected, that the same essence and spirit that gives you life gives life to all living beings around you, to include the animals, the insects, and the flowers and trees. You have to come to that realization of oneness first. Now, 2 Timothy, all right? The first chapter, verse 7 says this: for God has not given to us the spirit of fear. The creator, Yahweh, Allah, whatever terminology you want to use, did not give us the spirit of fear. Then why are you afraid of succeeding? Why are you afraid of accomplishing, being wealthy, successful? Why are you fearful of that? Because people that have that type of fear, they sabotage their life. You know, a person that's in a relationship, and a relationship is just going so great because they're used to bad relationships, they can't believe it's too good to be true. So all of a sudden they do something stupid, say something stupid, to sabotage their relationship and destroy it because of their inner fear. Going back to the book of Job, the first thing Job confessed when he lost his children, his wealth, and his animals, and all of that servants, okay, was the thing that I feared the most had come upon me. So that means when you're a type of person that's given to fear, you're consenting, you are agreeing with that fear in your life. Whatever the fear is, whatever your inward thought is, that thing that you're holding on to, that you're afraid of, you're consenting to its influence, and giving it the power to affect your life. But it said the Creator didn't give us the spirit of fear. There is nothing on this in this world that we should be afraid of. Now, there are things that we should be cautious of because of their dangers, but we should never live a life of fear. Fear feeds the enemy, and it cripples any kind of potential that you have in your life to succeed and be great. Fear will cause you not to help other people. Why? Because you're afraid of being taken advantage of. But it says that he gave, it says, but of power, authority, strength, and might. All of those fall under power, influence, authority. He gave us that. He gave us love. Okay? One of the strongest emotions that we can have, and of a sound mind. A mind that is complete, a mind that is whole, a mind that is not given, is not racing all over the place, a mind that is settled, a mind that lives a life of authenticity, a mind that is strong in its will to be itself. Now, you got some people that have that mind to be themselves and be authentic, that are just plain out unrighteous, unsavory people, you know, and they're happy with being them. Okay? But the problem is the person that strives to be a good person, a righteous person, but have a fear of being their authentic self. Why? Because they might not like me if I be me. They might not accept me if I do great. Okay? If I do better than them. So guess what? You bring yourself down to mediocre means to live in a mediocre mindset and to have a mediocre life because they don't like you. Then find some people that of like mind that you can walk together and be in agreement with that will like you for you and excel. Knowing that the Creator did not give you that fear, you have to overcome that. Now, another translation says this: the spirit that God has given us does not make us timid. Instead, his spirit fills us with power, love, and self-control. There's nothing in life that we cannot overcome and conquer, as long as we know that we have the power, ability, and might, and the right to do so. So, I ask you again, who are you agreeing with? 1 Corinthians, the 6th chapter, verse 17 says this: but he that is joined, remember what we said, that the Lord knoweth the righteous, that Yah, Allah, the universe knows the righteous. Okay? Because he's intimate, they're in agreement with each other. All right? Verse 17 says, but he that is joined unto the Lord is one spirit. He that is joined to the Creator within himself or herself, is one spirit. Because you acknowledge that your life force comes from the Creator, that the Creator is you and you are the Creator, that God is you and you are God. That's why Psalm